Hey, so life back on the stateside. We were in Bolivia. Mai took a pretty terrible crash, broke 3 bones. Cue some x-ray photos. She was in a cast for 2 months, got a cast on and off, going through some rehabilitation. First, I have to tell a couple stories. So, going down Death Road, nearly at the end, like 95% done. We were going really fast, probably a little too fast, but hey, if you're not a little bit scared, you're not having fun, and that's how I generally roll. I don't know, a little bit of an adrenaline junkie, like it. Mai was behind me. I almost fell on a corner, and she ended up falling on it. I didn't know that she fell. Going The guide said around about 60 kilometers an hour, which is pretty fast on a really bumpy, windy gravel road that has a sheer cliff to one side. So, Mai fell, broke her arm. She ended up meeting me some 20 minutes later when the van caught up to me and the guide, which were at the end. No joke, my wife is the most badass person out there. So she's sitting in the van, I walk up to it, and her arm is all bent sideways, gross, like it shouldn't be. I go up to her, I almost faint. She's sitting in the van, broke one bone twice and the other bone once, and she's trying to convince me that her arm isn't broken. She's like, no, it would hurt more if it was broken. Maybe you can can't you just like pull on it and straighten it and like put it back into place so I can get back on the bike and ride. Yes, she wanted to get back on the bike and ride. Crazy. 3 hours later, we were at a hospital, which was super janky. Fortunately, we had a friend who lived in La Paz, Lindsay. She has some fantastic apartments. We rented Airbnbs from her and ended up getting to know her very well. She had a doctor friend called Dr. Friend. We ended up leaving that hospital, went to a really great hospital. Loved it. It was Clínica Alemania. If you happen to break something in and or around the pus, I would send you there. So, funny thing, when you're in the hospital, you know you're in the gringo hospital. This is how you know you're in the gringo hospital. Yes, they even put gringos on the walls of the halls. So, yes, it might be the Gringo Hospital, but they did a very good job nonetheless. We ended up staying there for a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. She got surgery, got plates, got screws, all sorts of Frankenstein stuff in her arm, and then we flew home. Total bill ended up costing us about $14,000. Fortunately, we have travel insurance through World Nomads. Was a good company to deal with before you have to try to get money with them. Honestly, it's been a royal pain in the butt dealing with them. We keep submitting forms over and over and over again. They say they don't have something, we give it to them, I ask for confirmation back in email form, they give me confirmation that they got it. Then a week later, they mail us something saying they don't have it. We call them, talk to manager says no, we don't have it. We tell them to check again because we're sure they have it, and oh, they find it somewhere. And it's just been a perpetual loop of that going on and on. Anyways, enough about that. If you ever need to claim insurance, just make sure you have all of your paperwork, all of your ducks in a row, because they're gonna want to keep their money if they can. We're back home, back in Portland, done all sorts of neat things since we've been back here. We drove over to Eastern Oregon, which is where I'm from, went hiking up in the mountains. The Wallowa Mountains are gorgeous. It's some of the top 10 hiking in the US. While we were in Joseph, got to talking to some good friends of mine at Valley's Alpine Delicatessen and Restaurant. It is a 40-some-odd year family-run restaurant. A couple from Hungary who escaped during the war ended up starting it, and now their son and his wife and ended up running the restaurant. I got talking to Mike, who's now running the restaurant, and Dee, his wife, and we got to talking about cooking and the possibility of doing a wine dinner. We threw the thing together last minute, and it was a great success. Big thanks to Fos Peace Winery. I love their wines and love how food focused they are. Excellent owner. So it's right during the middle of crush time for Fos Peace, which means he's picking grapes, finding grapes, going out to vineyards. There are 2 people that run Fos Peace, Jesse and his wife. That is it. Those are all the employees of Fos Peace Winery, so for him to come out right in the middle of crush was a big deal. The day before he left, he was up till 4 in the morning crushing grapes and picking and doing his wine stuff, then drove out that same day to Eastern Oregon, came, talked about his wine, had dinner. It's about a 5-hour drive, and then drove 3 hours away to a different wine country to find some more grapes, and came back for our second night of wine dinners. Awesome. It was great having him there. Big thanks, Jesse. Everything went smooth, very nice, and it was very good for me to get back into the kitchen. Another thing, so I leave, and what does my mom do? She gets another dog. Look at this girl. Look at this girl. She gets a baby puppy. It's kind of like when your kids go to college and then you get the nice hot tub and all the stuff you've been wanting. Such a cute little dog. Yes. This little girl's name is Magnum. Say hi to the world, Magnum. What else do I got for you? It's been nice being home, but it is definitely time to leave. We have been 2 months back stateside, and both me and Mai are going stir crazy. Mai has her cast off now. She just wears a brace from time to time, doing some physical therapy, which we'll pick up on the road. But we're both very anxious to leave. Our next destination is going to be Buenos Aires in Argentina, and from there we're going to go down to the very southernmost tip of Argentina, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a short trip in Argentina, and then we're going to hop over to Chile for Patagonia and essentially make a horseshoe up. We did end up also cutting out Antarctica. We had our Antarctica on our travel list, but it was one of those easy cutouts. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, had to cut Antarctica out for time-wise. We just ate up too much time here in the States. Also ate up money. We didn't plan on being in a first world country for this long, so despite I have a cush place at my parents' where I can come and crash, it's still very expensive being back home. Yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you again in South America.